No, this is not becoming a tech channel. But what does seem to be the case is that more and more all the time, playing music and content creation are going hand in hand a lot more, more than they ever have, and more all the time. And I'm constantly getting people coming to me asking about recording setups and video setups, and people wanting to see my YouTube rig and my my YouTube process, and all the different all of this, the different things that I personally do when it comes to creating YouTube content, as essentially an amateur. I don't have a production crew. I don't have a bunch of high dollar video equipment, or video editing software or recording equipment or anything like that. I do everything myself, every single video from start to finish. I'm always learning all the time. Technology is constantly evolving, and and I'm constantly discovering new tools to help me improve my content and improve my overall product that eventually you guys are going to see. Which brings me to today's topic. Here recently, I have discovered, I guess apparently has become known as the mini PC. Now, I'm not a computer guy. Frankly, I don't really like computers much at all. I like to use them for what I need to use them for, and that's pretty much the extent of it. I resisted learning to record music at all for so many years because I didn't want to mess with learning the software. I'm just, I guess that's the, call me a boomer all you want, but that's just, I guess I was just afraid of it. But once I got past that and I learned how to do it, and and actually found some level of enjoyment in it, then I began to expand out. But I actually have two PCs that I use to record and produce content with. The first of which is actually a refurbished Dell, which, if you'll remember, actually I did a video talking about that about 4 years ago, which is how long I've been using that one now. Several years back, and it was a great value, and I got a lot of use out of it, and it produced a lot of videos for me. That's the one that I use out in another room outside of this space here. I also have another PC that you might be able to see here on the floor behind me. You can maybe just barely see the light of the light from the fan on the inside of it. I built that PC from the ground up. All the components and everything, bought them all separately. That thing cost me over $1,600 to build over 2 years ago, and it's been great, and I'm not getting rid of it. That's, this one's actually replacing the other one, but $1,600 is a lot of money for a computer. Then I discovered this thing. This is the mini PC. This particular one is from a brand called beelink. As I understand it, are a Chinese company, but they use high-end, non-proprietary components on the insides of their other PCs. Basically, what it is, it's it's a PC with laptop components, but they eliminate all of the bells and whistles that are on a laptop. So obviously there's no screen, there's no keyboard, there's no number pad. There's the inputs and outputs are pretty minimal. You've got stuff for a couple of monitors, a few USBs, a power input. It's got an external power supply. There's no IEC cable like you would find on a tower PC. That's it. So this particular one is out of a series called the SER series. This is the SER5 Pro. Basic specs on this one, just reading them off the back of the box, and yes, and I knew about these specs when I bought it. That's the reason why I bought this particular model. This one has an AMD Ryzen 7 5800H processor, which is, as I understand it, that's one of their newer processors. Apparently the gaming world is kind of big on that processor for bang for your buck purposes. 32 gigs of RAM, 500 gigabyte solid state hard drive, Wi-Fi 6 network, and I also happen to know this particular model also has a Bluetooth 5.2, I believe, as well as a Vega 8 graphics card or something like that. I forget the graphics card exactly. I'll post it right there on the screen. But the graphics card was fairly important to me. I didn't need anything super duper high end, but it is fairly important to me when it comes to editing video. So we've seen it. This is what it looks like in the box. This is literally how big is in the box. Let's see what's in the box. There's a user manual. That's the PC itself. Then here in this box, we've got, these are all the mounting brackets, power adapters, HDMI cables, etc., etc. This bracket here is actually pretty cool because this thing is actually supposed to mount to the back of, it's a universal mount that you can use to mount it to the back of your PC monitor, which I intend to do because by doing so I'm going to free up a little bit of desk space and make my whole workspace look a little bit cleaner, at least hopefully. So that's what's in the box. Now, again, this is not a tech channel. You can look up this particular PC or various other different models made by this company. There's videos all over YouTube from the actual tech channels on this particular unit. Lots of information to find, especially if you're after the more techie specifics and stuff. What I care about is how is showcasing how easy this was for me to set up and use for music and YouTube content production. So with that, here's the first track that I recorded with it. This particular model, by the way, I bought off Amazon for $439. That's a fourth of the price that I paid to build this damn thing behind me. 400 bucks. 400 bucks and change for specs higher than what I built myself from the ground up. Faster processor, same amount of RAM. It runs all of my software accordingly. And there's even a slot on the inside of it that I can add another internal solid-state hard drive, which is a brilliant and genius feature to add, and something I found to be very, very useful, especially since I already had one that I wanted to put in there. Now, like I said, this is not a tech channel. This is not becoming a tech channel, but this particular feature is one that I find very, very important to this particular product, and I want to make sure that I show you guys. Now, according to all the videos that I've seen, when you pop this, pop the back off of this thing, which I guess that's my understanding. When you do that, you want to be very careful not to pull it all the way back because, oh, there we go. Never mind. Okay, this does look a little bit different from ones I've seen in the videos. That said, when you pop the back off, here you will see that that right there is a slot to, for me to install my solid-state hard drive, which I intend to do. Out of the box, this particular model comes with a 500 gigabyte hard drive, which is a decent amount of space. 500 gigabytes. I'm going to fill that up pretty quick. So this is a 1 terabyte drive that I had actually in my other PC is a secondary drive that I stored. Like a lot of my recordings and stuff are stored on here. So I've uninstalled it out of there, and I'm going to install it here into this one before I turn it on. Okay, I'm not a computer guy, so it kind of took me a minute to figure this out. Because all the videos I had seen on this, there was actually a little a bracket to slide this into on the back of, on the back side of this, just like that, and then basically with a cable plug it in. Obviously, you just saw me take the back of this thing off, and there was no cable. So, no cable kind of concerned me, but I figured out it's actually even easier. They kind of updated the design a little bit, it seems. Now, all you got to do is basically just kind of put it in there somewhat at an angle, pop it in, and you're done. And it's secure, and we're ready to put the back on it.
It's that easy. So now I just upgraded the storage space on this thing from 500 gigs to a gig and a half, which should be plenty for my purposes here for this computer.
Yeah, links down below. Check it out, beelink PCs. If you're looking to enter the content creation world, you're looking to do it on a budget. As far as the computer goes, and you will need a computer, this might be a real good place to start.